Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLa, and I am so excited to welcome celebrity stylist and author Kelly Cardenas to the show. Thank you so much for being with us, Kelly.
Thank you.
And for sharing your wisdom on creating a culture that is truly inspiring in our business. I mean, your energy is contagious.
It is. You've got such great energy.
Thank you.
Kelly, you came in the studio this morning, and we've had 3,000 plus guests in the studio, and you were so engaged, and you asked these amazing questions, and it wasn't like a couple or what, it was like you just kept like engaging. I was like, this is a true leader. This guy has some serious brilliance in him.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about your core principles that you live by in your life.
Well, this one came to me. The Lord gave me the 6 indicators for business and life, meaning that it was anything outside of these 6, it really, you could accomplish any goal you wanted, any challenge that you had in your life, you could get through that challenge if you looked at the 6. And it wasn't the answers for it, but it was like you wouldn't drive your car without a speedometer, not because it wouldn't drive, but because you wouldn't understand and know how fast you're going, which would affect your reaction time. And I think a lot of us drive our lives, our businesses, and our relationships without indicators to tell us how fast or slow we're going in that certain area.
Wow, I love that.
So how do we drop in and recognize these indicators? Because they're there.
Absolutely.
Most of us just don't recognize them.
Well, first of all, read the book. I mean, but no, I mean, it's the first one we were actually talking about, and you were asking me about the questions, and I asked you a couple of things within your business, and within business, where it's all common, meaning that there's one commonality in all business, and it's people. And if you don't take care of the people, then you have no business. And that's what my dad always taught me. So the first one in it is culture. And that's why I was saying, like, take a look at that part of it. And I think it's a buzzword nowadays where, I got to build a culture, but most people don't understand and know how to construct it. And it starts literally like with your reason why, and it doesn't have to be crazy. I mean, the only reason why I do what I do is because I want to be able to go to the carnival and be able to spend as much money as I want until I win the animal. Because I grew up without enough money to be able to win the animal because I only had $2. And so that's been my sole motivation in all the things I've done.
That's awesome.
And I stick to that reason why, and it becomes authentic to our business.
So what is your business?
Well, we have a couple of different ones, but we started in the salon business, so we're in the professional beauty industry. We've got salons in Las Vegas at the Hard Rock Casino, off the Strip in Chicago, and then we have one in Carlsbad too.
Wow. But I mean, you've worked with some of the most recognized people in the beauty industry who endorse not only your skills as a stylist, but your skills as a leader. Can you share with us a bit about the people in your community who really support you?
I think one of the biggest ones is John Paul DeJoria. He's the co-founder of Paul Mitchell, and he was the owner of Patron. He just sold that. And what was crazy about it is I've known him for 20 years. He just sold Patron for $1.3 billion more than what George Lucas sold Star Wars for.
Unbelievable.
Well done.
Right?
Amazing.
Yes.
So when you hang out with people like that, I asked him one time, because he's ridiculous. Like, if you meet him and then 2 years later you see him again, he'll know your name. And I said, how are you able to do that? I asked him one time, and he said, I stay grateful in my life. And if you stay grateful in your life, then everything else will fall into line. And I was like, but give me some practical, because you got $1 billion. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not being grateful is going to get you $1 billion. You know what I mean? Like, let's all be grateful and get that. But what he does all the time is he does that. And I was just at a charity ride with him because I do his birthday every year in Austin. And it's called PLH, which is phenomenal. We donate to first responders. And there's probably about 40 of us, a little VIP group. And he got out in front of everyone and he took the order for everyone's hamburger that day. I mean, this is a guy who, is a world leader, and he's serving everyone else. And what he's taught me is, if you want to be the greatest among you, then you will serve. And you will serve people at the highest level. And when you do that, they don't mind you leading them.
Wow.
He's
so important.
You're so inspiring. He's inspiring. I watched one interview with him one time. I was like, wow, his mentality around building a culture is next level, is triple level, right?
Absolutely. And he's that guy. Like, he's that guy when it's just you and him. Like, we found out my dad had stage 2, stage 3 prostate cancer. And he pulled me aside and said, hey, I want to let you know I've invested in a company down in South America, and they haven't got FDA approval, but we've taken 14 people at stage 4 cancer and had them use this supplement, and they're all down to stage 1 or a complete remission. And I want to get it for your dad. And then he called his wife right then, had her come down and sat with my dad for 15 minutes and explained all the things the features and benefits. And mind you, Dr. Erin, they were on the back of the box. But he took that time and pushed everyone away when everyone was vying for his time to make sure that my dad had every single thing that he needs. And so when people ask me, like, why do I use Paul Mitchell? It's not because it's the best product in the bottle. It's who's behind the bottle that's helped me to be able to get to that.
But that speaks so highly of him, but it also speaks very highly of you because he chose you to invest his time, his talent, his energy. Why you?
I think, honestly, it's my dad says it like this: you don't have to have any ability, you just have to have availability. And my dad says this in the book, 98-2 rule, and I'm the 98-2 rule. 98% attitude and 2% aptitude. And when I was a kid and I heard that, I was like, Dad, you're saying I'm dumb. But I realized that, honestly, like, it's the attitude that you carry into life that will override any aptitude that anybody has. And so for me, I'm never going to be the smartest guy in the room, but I want to be, I want to serve at the highest level in the room, and that will help people to understand that I'm not a threat. Like when I came in and I saw you, I mean, you're like, and don't take it wrong, I'm married, my wife is super hot, but I mean, you're absolutely beautiful. You should hear that, you should know that, but you should know it from a genuine side. The connection point that we had when we walked in, I mean, Rob didn't want to talk to me.
Yeah, you didn't want about me, bro.
You didn't want to talk to me when you come in, but when you did, you engaged that way. And I think you were just wanting to show off your clean haircut.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what it was.
So let's talk a minute. So let's just pretend someone's being kind of a jerk or they're making you wrong or whatever it is. Do you go out of your way for everybody, or is there a place where you go, you know what? This isn't mine to do, and I'm not here to serve over here. I'm here to serve over here. Like, or do you just try and make everything right with every single human being at all points in time?
Well, I think my daughter taught me this. She's 10 years old now, so it was about 8 years old. And she came to me and she said that there was a girl being really mean to her at school. And I said, what'd you do? And she's like, what I did, Dad, is I was mad at first. And then 2 days later, Dad, I found out that her parents are getting a divorce. And I realized why. So I started being more nice to her because I couldn't imagine you and Mom breaking apart. So I think that when people are mean to you, it's an opportunity, one, to pray for them, and two, to be able to look into their life and see where that deficiency is. And a lot of times we can just be that. And if you fill up everybody else, you'll never really have to focus on the things that you want, because if I help you to get what you want, and I hang out with you, if you hang out with really cool people, then you'll be cool. That's why I want to hang out with you. Like, you guys are good looking. And I come on and everyone's like, why is Captain Caveman there? But I'm saying, like, when you hang out with great people, you get to be great by hanging out,
So Kelly, we talked at the beginning of the show about being overwhelmed. Do you ever get overwhelmed in your business, and how do you handle that?
You want the real truth?
Yes.
3.5 weeks ago, my whole staff in Carlsbad walked out. So we had an $800,000 business in Carlsbad, and all the stylists, every person except one, we let her go, but every single person walked out. And, so that was overwhelming. But it's one of those things where, well, Lord let me know that I have the opportunity to have a walkout because he blessed me with a business, right? And so now the opportunity for all of you listen out there, I've got a completely full clientele, completely huge business in Carlsbad, and we have no stylist to fill it. So if you are a stylist out there, I've got opportunity for you. Now, some people could be like, oh my gosh, my life is over. And I'm saying, no, it's time to pivot, like we talked about earlier, and it's time to grow exactly what I want, because the crazy thing is we were making more money than we've ever had in the history of that business. And we were profitable and everything was great. But there was things off in the culture that I didn't agree with that was going on. And it was almost as if God asked me, are you willing to take the money and not do what you believe? Or will you allow me to take away the money but do what you believe?
Preach. Like, I love that. This is the most important conversation, because that's the pivot I'm talking about. As a leader, we want to do right. We want to build the culture. We want to have great relationships. But then there's a part where, like, the universe, God is saying, no, this is not yours to do over here, and like listen to that. And is that in your business? Do you teach us how to pivot? We need to know.
Absolutely. And I mean, the last part of it, actually the fifth indicator is innovation, and looking to invite people to innovate within your business. And then the last one is the ability to adapt immediately. And that's what is going to take people to another level. When you ask about that overwhelm, I could tell you this, Jeslyn, in the last, or is it could I call you Jeslyn?
Yes.
Okay. Some people call you Jezzy. That's your friend. So.
Yeah.
Okay, can I be your friend?
You
okay,
can.
Jezzy. So I, in the last 12 weeks, lost $1.2 million. Okay? So now, but I got a smile on my face because I had the business to be able to lose. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's what we call Carl's bad problems. So,
Seriously.
and we're going through it right now. We're in it right now. People are like, oh my gosh, what are you going to do? Are you going to change your business model? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to learn from it. And I'm going to stick to our core values. And we built a multi-million-dollar business from absolutely nothing. 13 years ago, I lost my job. And over the course, we built a multi-million-dollar business on 4 things. Number 1, show up on time, because it's the respect of your time and other people's time, right?
Yeah.
Then number 2 is dress in black, because not anybody is more important than the other person. Number 3, smile, because you make more money when you're a happy person. And if you can't smile, then go to bed with a coat hanger in your mouth. Number 4, number 4 is that when you sweep up hair into the dustpan, then empty it out, because no one needs to deal with your garbage before they deal with their own.
I love that. So good.
And so we're going to stick to those core principles. Yes, there's going to be different names and different faces, but we're going to continue to invest in people, and we're not going to get jaded and say people don't, I don't want to invest in people. I can only invest in myself, because it's not about what you could get done, but what you can get done through others.
Well, thank you
So
for keeping
brilliant.
it 100, Kelly. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
The real Kelly Cardenas, not because I'm the man, but because a Latin woman singer got it before me. You got your own name. And then on Instagram, or that's Instagram, Facebook is Kelly Cardenas. And then buy the book on kellycardenas.com or kellycardenassalon.com. That's where it's at.
I love that.
Thank
And
you
is there
so
a way of
much.
learning more? I'm just curious, because obviously I'm going to read your book. But do you have other teachings? Do you put videos out? on
Absolutely.
all
There's
your-
a 12-week course on the book itself, because the book is a roadmap, but we dive deep into it and help you with every single one of you. It would be amazing. I would love to just, when you guys have the time, to spend the time with you and be able to take you through the 6 and to be able to see and extrapolate how we can be able to take your businesses and
So
your lives to the
amazing.
next level. So.
Oh,
So
well,
great,
thank
Kelly.
you. Thank you very
Absolutely.
generous.
Always open to receive.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You guys are
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.